Okay, morning, and it's Saturday morning, and I'm going to be doing some changes on this machine, the GSX 1400, and the changes are going to be at the back. Okay, so it's now the afternoon. Yes, the first bit of the video was in the AM, but my wife and life took over. And now it's coming up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Bloody woman, taking over my life. So yes, the order of the day is going to make some changes to this rear end, and hopefully it will look, in my eyes, better than it does now. Because I really don't like this disgusting hugger. So that's got to come off. I really do like, as with mediocre, I do like the look of the swing arm, the engineering that goes into the swing arm, rather than these dodgy huggers. I understand the reasoning behind them, but no, not for me, thank you. So yes, big change on the back. As I said before, this shock is leaking, so something had to be done. I don't feel confident of refurbishing this myself. I haven't really got the equipment for it. And it was, I think, about 150 quid to get it refurbished. Which, if I'm getting this refurbished, realistically I need to get the other side refurbished. In my mind. I don't know whether that's fact or not, because I'm just a old waffling twat in a shed with not really much mechanical knowledge. So yes, 150 quid to get one unit refurbished. As I say, in my mind, I felt as though if I was doing one, I needed to get the other one done as well, so they're both tip-top condition and working the same way. And I wasn't prepared to spend 300 quid on these. I don't overly like the colour. The gold doesn't match in with anything. It's not an Öhlins, so I'm not keen on that. Red Spring, it's alright. But yeah, so I decided to change all that for something different, which is over here in this box. So the purchases were, I found a chain guard, which is a metal one. That was, I previously mentioned a chrome one was all I could find, which was came out to 52 quid with postage and packing from Germany. Well, I found the same company did a black one, again 52 quid. I did a bit of a haggle with the bloke and got it down to 42 quid, so still seems a lot, but it does say GSX, so well worth the money. That in itself is, honestly, is worth the money. So anyway, got chain guard so I can get rid of that hugger, and you get bolts with it. Why they're not black, I don't know. Is the black, why would you want, I don't know. Screwed up world. Anyway, the other thing you might have seen is I did an attempt at an exhaust bracket. This was this was the finished article. My polishing skills aren't as good as they should be. So I attempted an exhaust bracket, and this proved to be too flexible in the aluminium, even though it's 4mm thick, 5mm, 4mm, 5mm, 4.5. We'll call it 4.5. Stop arguing. Yeah, it proved to be too much movement in that, and the exhaust was, yeah, it was too much. So decided to do it in something a bit stronger. Get rid of that. And this is what I came up with, which is all very lovely and shiny at the moment. It's got a couple of curves in it to bring it out that way, innit? Bring it out from the shock and then straight down for the exhaust bracket. And I drilled a load of holes in it, trying to make it a bit fancier than just a piece of metal. But this is 4mm steel, and that isn't moving anywhere. Well, it is, look, it's moving, but the flex on this is pretty much nothing. So That's the exhaust bracket. I'm hoping it will look all right. At the moment it doesn't look like much, and when I put it on against the existing shocks it looked like shit. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to enjoy that at all, but I've made it, and coupled with the Hagon shocks I've bought, it should fit the look of the bike, hopefully. So these are the shocks. This is the C-spanner for adjustment, and this is the Allen key for the other adjustment. And what I've gone for, probably get it from the bracket, is beautiful black ones. Very nice. Not sure about the sticker. It's a cheap ass sticker, and I don't know whether you can see there, but it doesn't even line up properly, which is not very good. These were £199.50 in total, so a little under 200 quid. And as I say, to refurbish one of the OEM shocks was about 150 quid. I could have probably got it for about 120, but then they weren't saying about doing the gas chamber or something. So yeah, the cheapest I found was about 150 quid. But these, they feel lovely. It's a bit shameful that this isn't black and the ring at the bottom isn't black when you ask for black shocks. But I don't like the little gas chamber on the back of those ones, and I'm trying to make it sort of free floating on the back. So black swing arm, black shocks, black exhaust bracket, black chain guard should really open it up. Anyway, I'm waffling too much. Let's get them on the bike. So technically I should have done the other side first, because the other side is leaking and obviously it doesn't have the support. Right, holes look about the same size. Let's get a new one and see if we can get it on there. Okay, I had a quick measure up onto there, and the new shock fits beautifully on that diameter, and the bolt for the bottom goes through the eye of the hole. I say that, I didn't actually check that. So goes through there. Oh, that's a beautiful fit. Beautiful fit. Very precision. Much better than anything I could ever come up with. What's that? That's the exhaust. I don't need that. What do I do with the nut? There it is. So I'm fairly confident the exhaust bracket is going to be utilised, even if it's only in the interim period. So I'm going to take off. That's not a 12, is it? Is that a 12? What's it doing? What's it doing to me? It's not a 12. That's a 13, by the way. Might be easier if I actually, when shouting about a 12, I actually tried a 12. And these bolts are an absolute pig shit to get to, because the under tray is right in the way of you getting, well, not of you, me getting proper purchase with my triple art fingers. So yes, as I was saying, that's the wrong way. As I was saying, this is going to come off because this is part of the whole process, and the main reason for the dodgy exhaust bracket that I made is to get rid of these rear foot pegs. Look at that, that already looks gorgeous. I know there's going to be a shock absorber in the way in a minute, but well, say in a minute. Nothing that you want to only take a minute takes a minute. Yeah, so I'll have to make some plates up to cover this up, but that gives me access to all this. This hugger's coming off, so I need to undo this bottom bracket, which is either of them spanners. Okay, let's try and get this new shock on. Put that over there, so I've got somewhere to rest the shock. Stay where you're told. And then I want the bottom adjuster facing up so I can get to it. Quite lovely. It's a bit far out, far out, dude. But once the rubbers are squashed up, that'll pull that in beautifully. So now all I've got to do, he says, trying to make it sound really easy, is lift the bike up and shove this bolt through. Wish me luck. It's at this point you think, if only I had a spring compressor. Oh dear. Okay, so I've wrapped the spring up. I've put a small ratchet strap over it and round the bottom of the what's it called, shock absorber, and I'm going to try that, because lifting this was only taking more tension off the spring itself. Although I was getting movement here, I couldn't lift the whole thing enough one-handed to put a bolt through there. So I'm going with the ratchet strap, and it's pulling the back end down, which now means when I lift, the shock will be pulled up in theory. So hopefully, attempt number 20, this is now going to be a piece of piss. Thank Christ for that. Hopefully I haven't marked it. As I say, I've wrapped it up and it is a soft strap, so hopefully it's done alright. But that's the bolt through, so that is the suspension on this side, which should make it a lot easier the other side, which I should have done first, because obviously that collapsed because it's got no fluids or anything in it. Excellent. So I'll bolt this up and beautify everything here. Oh, that'll take some work. And then go around the other side and start taking that hugger and everything off that side. I think I'll take this dodgy R&G exhaust protector off as well. It's broken at the bottom, so another thing. Less weight, more speed. Excellent. Also need to find a different size bolt for that, because that one there is just far too long. Right, find another bolt and do all that up, and that already, look at that, it's just, I love it, I do. It's all open plan. What's not to like? They did it in houses, didn't they? Every house had all its walls knocked down, so it was all open plan and easy living and all the rest of it. Look at that. Once that hugger's off and you can see all the wheel and that, I think I'm doing alright. There's going to be a lot of people that don't like that bracket, but let me know. I can take some criticism. I'm a little bit emotional, but I can deal with some, so bring it on, bitches. Anyway, let's get another bolt to go through there and do that up. Alright, so that's done up. I did that off camera because my wife came in with, there she is, with donut and tea, and while I was eating my donut, I did that up. So now I've got to get my exhaust springs on. And there you go, that's that side done. That's that side done, woman. Be impressed. Do your impressed face.
Ooh, that's nice.
Wow, you're taking the piss. But as opposed to the alley, where are you? There. As opposed to the alley one, there's a lot less flex in that, which I'm happy about. And it's opened up all this. So I just got to do the other side now. Voila. Okay, after that rude interruption, but she did bring tea, so you gotta be grateful, ain't you? Nice cup of tea on what's turning out to be a very wet afternoon. But not as wet as Newcastle. Why, eh, man? Because all they get is rain, and if it ain't raining, it's snowing. Unbelievable. Opening all that up very nicely, and as I say, it is definitely a personal choice, but I don't overly like the look of this on the bike, so I'm taking it off. What more can I say? I'm taking it off. That's the wrong one. That's the right one. Jeez. Who's put that on? That is amazing. Okay, I got it moving. Put mole grips on the luggage strap doobry, and as I pulled the Allen key up, so I pulled that round, and it went quite easily after that. So I'm hoping all of this bolt is coming out and not just part of it. But that was the technique I used. Yeah, it's full thread. Doesn't look like it's taken anything out of the hole as well. Although it's looks like the gunk they put on it is what's held it in there. Oh wow, that looks a lot meaner. so easily pleased. Lift and try and get that in again. Might go for the old strap compressor again. Yes, and the other difficulty this side is I've got it on the side stand, so me trying to pick this up is pushing it over. Problem with this particular swing arm is the bobbins are through the axle, so they're actually too far out, too wide to get my paddock stand on. So I couldn't square it off on the paddock stand. So hopefully I'll be able to compress that enough, then I'll be able to get that in there. Wish me luck again. So this one was an extra piece of a pig. I got a block of wood and a trolley jack and jacked this side up, which pushed the bike over into the shed wall, and then it couldn't go any further over, so it had to start going up. But there was some there was some not very nice creaks coming from the exhaust. But the bolt's in, the bolt's through, it's on, it's done, and yeah, I think I need to invest in some spring compressors. And I'm truly sorry that I didn't get that on camera, but I moved you out the way, and I was sort of experimenting with the idea, and then it all just sort of came together. So tough titty. Anyone who does YouTubing, vlogs, whatever you want to call this carry on, knows that the camera is a pig a lot of the time, especially when you're working on your own. And I didn't feel very safe at all doing that, but I had to get it done, so I did. And now shock absorber number 2 is on the bike. Rather splendido. So that's not got to be changed because there's obviously no exhaust bracket. So I'll put a bit of gook on the, I know it's a nylon nut as well, but I'm still going to gook it just for that extra peace of mind. I don't know what piece I'm referring to because most of it's definitely AWOL. Right, so chain guard needs to go on, and then that's it. Very open end looking rear end. Right, I'll get the chain guard. Well, that was very rude of the drift camera battery dying when I've got about 5 minutes worth of work to go. Well, there you go. There you go. I mean, that's it. That's it. I will do an outside shot, but at the moment it's, I don't know what it is. It's definitely dark outside. 5:15. So that's taken about two hours. Got a bit of a donut and tea break with the missus, who you met. Wonderful woman, unbelievably wonderful woman to put up with me. So yes, I will do an outside shot, but can't do it at the moment, so that'll have to be tomorrow, but it'll be in the same video for you. So there you go, and thanks for watching this one, because the video I put up before this one, this is all very difficult being weeks in advance. It's 14th of November, so by the time you see this it'll probably be December, but the video I put up before this one will just be a quick, that's how it looked, that's how it looks now. So for those that have watched to this point, thank you very much. Appreciate your subscription and appreciate your diligence. Appreciate the fact that you've got nothing better to do with your life than spend it with me in the shed. But yes, I am. That is just piss taking, by the way. Thanks very much. And there's probably one, maybe two of you out there that probably thinks, do you know what, that don't look too bad. I've got to make up blanking brackets, probably. When the previous kiddie got this bike, these weren't on here, so he had them welded on so he could have the rear foot pegs. So perhaps that's the way to go, perhaps cut them off. A bit brutal, isn't it? Even for me it's a bit brutal. If you want to reverse engineer something, you don't really want to be that brutal stripping it off. He says. Perhaps I can be brutal now and again. But yes, I love it. I love just the open look that you can see all the swing arm. It's just much more aggressive pose, and I know it's going to create so much more shit over that back than the hugger would allow. But I do prefer that. Much prefer that. Anyway, I'll tidy away my tools and I'll move the bike across. More so for me, because obviously you'll get an outside shot in a minute, which will give you a detailed view. But yeah, more so for me, so I can have a better look at it before I have to go to Billy Boys after a few beers. And then hope that it's not raining tomorrow so I can do the video. But yes, I'll move it across and take a quick video of that. And then I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, for a video shoot tomorrow, just to finish this one off. Beautiful. So I will give you a look outside in a minute, but this is the other side. And I don't think that looks too bad, actually. That is an opinion, not a fact. But yeah, I really like the openness of it all. Definitely. Yes. And shock absorbers that don't leak. I also like that as well. Anyway, see you outside tomorrow. And as if by magic, here it is. I would say it's the next day, but it's not. It's a week later. The audio on the footage I took of the next day, because it was raining and very dark by the time I'd finished the job. And the audio didn't come out on the video that I took, so here I am doing it all again, but it looks a little bit different because now it's covered in crud, but for now that's how it looks. I will do a first ride video, but at the moment the commutes I'm doing are very dark, and I tried it the other day with exposure +1 and that wasn't enough for the camera, so that was wasted footage. And if I go to exposure +2, the video itself comes out too grainy. Oh, what's happening here? I spent half hour the other night just quickly sanding, cleaning off and spray painting this to see if the new paint I'm going to use on the tank would key to the manufacturer's paint, or whether I needed to prime it first, or whether I need to do indeed sand it back to bare metal, but that seems to have gone on beautifully. So that's today's project, but you'll see that in another video. Yes, as I say, I did go out, try and videoed the new shocks and how they went, and they went beautifully. They are a more confident, and I'm going to use the word harsher, but it's not harsher, it's just that they work. Obviously one of these had leaked, and I'm pretty sure it's leaked out all its fluid, so the back end was quite spongy, quite V-Strom like, and now it's more sports tourer like. It's not more GS like. Well, it's closer to the GS than the V-Strom. The GS is a bit wallowy, but not as spongy as the V-Strom. So yes, it was a good ride. Unfortunately, the video footage was useless. Anyway, there you go. Comment below. What do you reckon? Ta-ra.